I was forced to cover for my brother's double life for 14 years. When I finally stopped, I lost my family. When I was 10, my mum moved abroad for work, and I went to live with my older brother Brandon. She died 2 years later, and I ended up staying with him until I was 26. I'm the youngest of four. Brandon was always the golden child. I just accepted that growing up. At first, the deal was simple. I'd do the cooking, cleaning, shopping, and he'd handle the bills. But handling the bills meant managing his affairs with multiple women. When Brandon's wife Sarah got pregnant with their second kid, he set up a system. Every weekend, he sent Sarah and the kids to her parents' place with me. The house was empty, so he could bring women over. During the week, he played the perfect husband and father. I started noticing things that didn't add up. Women's clothes, missing groceries, him sneaking in at dawn. When I said I was tired of the weekend trips and wanted to stay home, he couldn't stop me. That's when it blew up in my face. I worked factory shifts. On my days off, I started going out with co-workers. One night, I ran into one of Brandon's friends, Marcus, at a club. The next morning, Brandon came home with a hickey and tried to lie to me about where he'd been. The problem, I'd seen Marcus 20 minutes earlier. From then on, Brandon started bribing me. Gifts, beer, cigarettes. 3 weeks later, he told me his mistress, Elena, wanted to meet me at the house. I realized I'd been turned into his alibi. I tried to tell Sarah once when I was younger. Brandon turned the whole family against me, so I swore I'd never say anything again. For years I was stuck. If I spoke up, I'd be homeless. If I stayed silent, I hated myself for lying to her face. The breaking point came after Sarah had their daughter. Brandon's mistress, Elena, left him, and he spiraled. He told Sarah she had to stay at her parents' place for the baby. In reality, it was so he could bring another woman, Chloe, home. Chloe eventually figured it out and came to me. I told her the truth and gave her Sarah's contact. Sarah didn't believe it at first and turned on me. But once she met Chloe in person, everything fell apart. Instead of taking responsibility, Brandon chose Chloe. Sarah divorced him and took the kids. He got the house he wanted. But I was still stuck there. He didn't work, so he used all my factory paycheck for himself and Chloe. The final straw was stupid but personal. On my day off, I'd bought food for myself. He ate it without asking. After 14 years of this, I'd had enough. I moved out that month. I was 26. It took me years to stop feeling guilty for, quote, breaking up the family, end quote. I'm now 33, married for 7 years to my husband David, and I told him everything on day one. I refuse to carry secrets for people who use me.